It was a case of two women down. Only one thought they were out. The other, well, she had hope, and she wasn't actually a part of the hometown team. Based on a true story and fictionalized to find a place in the Dragnet files, this case led out of town.
This is like a needle in a haystack, boss.
How did we get stuck on a personal property recovery case, Job?
Not sure. After all, you're the boss.
I may need to talk to myself about that.
This assignment is why we're here in Moab. It seems a man named Elimelech still has property in Bethlehem. Hasn't been there in years. Local authorities just want us to clean this up so they know what to do with the property.
We've been asking questions for a few days now. Few answers so far. Gotta admit, it's kind of disappointing.
That's right. But we've still got the address of a young lady some say was related to Elimelech by marriage. Ah, here we are now.
Can I help you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Job Thursday, and this is my boss, Blake Darcy.
We're detectives from Israel.
But this is Moab. Kinda out of your jurisdiction, don't you think?
Yes, ma'am, we are. But we understand you may have been related by marriage to a man we're looking for.
Let me check my notes here. A man named Elimelech and his wife Naomi.
Do you know them, ma'am?
Yes, my in-laws. I was married to one of their sons.
Can you tell us where to find your father-in-law?
He, passed away.
Oh, we're sorry. Please accept our condolences.
So did my husband and his brother. They died, I mean.
Are you okay, ma'am?
It's been hard, as you might imagine.
It's obvious we caught you at a bad time.
My mother-in-law Naomi is still alive.
That would be Elimelech's wife, right?
Yes, at least I think she's alive.
Where might we find her?
She left Moab some time ago with my sister-in-law Ruth. Naomi believed her husband's property in Bethlehem was still hers. Moving home seems some small comfort to Naomi.
That's actually why we're here.
She hasn't lost the property, has she?
No, it is in need of repair, but it apparently exists. Locals weren't sure what to do with it.
Naomi and Ruth should have made it to Bethlehem by now.
Well, we'll just walk back and make sure everything is settled then.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
If you see them, tell them Orpah sends greetings. And I really wish them well.
Of course, ma'am. Thanks again.
Dragnet, down, desperate, and deliberate. Today's case required excessive use of sandals. It seems excessive walking is an occupational hazard for these two. The good news is, for the duration of this case, they will be stationed in the small outpost office in Bethlehem.
Bethlehem is a fine little town. My boss, Blake Darcy, and I arrived in time for the barley harvest. And the town's residents seem especially busy preparing for a place that exists just beyond the growing season.
We found the house that belonged to Elimelech.
And then we found his widow, Naomi.
Yeah? What do you want?
Yes, hello. Detectives Thursday and Darcy.
Sounds like an attorney's office, open just one day a week.
We followed you to Moab.
Looks like you missed me.
We realized this unfortunate truth when we talked to your daughter-in-law, Orpah. She sends her greetings and wishes you well, by the way.
Really? Nice to hear. I am sorry. I've sort of embraced the nickname Mara. It means bitter woman. It's not easy to be around me. I don't even like me very much at the moment.
I'm glad you said something. Good to know I wasn't misreading the situation. 'Cause you seem out of control, Bitter.
Don't you think we should be a little more professional?
No, Mr. Darcy is perceptive. He gets me. I'm a cranky old woman, a card-carrying member. Want to see?
No thanks, ma'am.
We believe you. Now show me your card later.
Well, I'm glad you made your way back to your husband's property.
Is that why you came?
It is.
Well, I'm here. But my future isn't exactly set yet. Maybe you fellas could help me with something.
What do you have in mind? Pardon me, is this the field of Boaz?
It is. It was a good growing season. We're almost done with harvest.
So, you allow those in need to gather food? Well, this is sort of like a convenience store without all the beeping noises.
Uh-huh. Well, after we're done cutting the barley, there's always some left. There are always people who pick up what we miss.
Like her?
Yeah. She came by yesterday, too. Left with enough barley for a few loaves of bread. Our boss makes sure we don't gather everything, so those in need
Can have some?
Uh-huh. Boaz is pretty generous that way. Look, this young lady is not the only one. Others are also seeking daily bread.
Thank you for your time.
Keep working, fellas.
So, if I understand this right, even though the property Naomi lives on belonged to her husband, it might not actually be hers?
Yeah, it sure looks that way, boss.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
She needs a Kinsman Redeemer.
I think that means that someone else pays a price for the land and then takes possession of it, right?
True, but that's only part of it. A Kinsman Redeemer would be a close relative who would honor the memory of the one who has passed away. In this case, it would be both Elimelech and the husband of the young lady who came with Naomi. Looks like his name was Malin.
Close enough. And I expect the Kinsman Redeemer to redeem the property, marry my daughter-in-law Ruth, and raise a grandson as if it were my son's child.
That's some very specific conditions.
Anyone who becomes a Kinsman Redeemer can't take the choice lightly, boss.
I know who I'd like to see become the Kinsman Redeemer. That would be Boaz.
The barley farmer?
That's him. He's not married.
And he has been kind to your daughter-in-law.
Our intel suggests he has told his workers to show compassion to her. And he's even made sure she can get the grain she needs to keep your family fed.
Call me a matchmaker if you want. But he's the guy.
I'm no family law expert, believe you me, but it doesn't seem like you got much choice.
Knock it off. I'm going full-on grumpy. Do you really want that?
No. There's something going on, Job. It seems big.
Looks like a town meeting.
I will redeem Naomi's property.
That would make you the new owner of her husband's land.
Sounds like a good deal to me. I would be happy to add more land to my portfolio, and the price seems agreeable.
You do understand the rules of a kinsman redeemer in this case, cousin.
Of course I do, Boaz. I pay the price and then take the land. Seems simple enough. It's just a business transaction among family members.
Sure, but there is fine print.
Yes, I am to avenge the death of these relatives if they were killed unjustly. But they died of natural causes, so...
While this is true, there is the matter of one of Elimelech's heirs, Malon. His widow, Ruth, came with Naomi. As kinsman redeemer, you would be required to marry Ruth and raise a son as if it were Malon's.
I've reconsidered. My portfolio of properties may be appropriate for this time in my life. And even though I am the closest kinsman of Elimelech's, I cannot be the family redeemer.
You have heard this man who has every right to be Kinsman Redeemer. He has chosen to give up his role in the family redemption of Naomi and her daughter-in-law Ruth. Seeing no others here to assume these responsibilities, I am willing to be the Kinsman Redeemer for Elimelech's property. I agree to take Ruth as my wife, and should we be blessed with a son, I will raise him in honor of Ruth's first husband, Mahlon. She and Naomi will be well cared for the rest of their lives.
You know, I've never actually seen a Kinsman Redeemer process played out before, Job.
Me either. But it looks to me like matchmaker Naomi had it all figured out.
Hold on. Naomi found matches? She's an innovator, Job.
What do you mean she makes matches? Oh, wait. No. The next day, Blake and I dropped by the farm owned by Boaz. If he was going to own the property, then we needed to know if he would really do what he promised.
Boaz, could we have a word, please?
What can I do for you, fellas?
We just wanted to speak with you.
Ah, you want to know if I really mean to fulfill the role of Kinsman Redeemer?
Well, to be honest, yes.
When I heard that Naomi planned to sell some of her family's land, I knew that a Kinsman Redeemer would have the first right to buy the land. But there could be more to it.
Perhaps like planting a tree in the name of a relative.
No.
Like changing a diet to meet the preference of your mom.
No.
Like...
Maybe we should just hear what Boaz has to say, boss.
Oh, I was just going to say like marrying the daughter-in-law and raising a child to honor her first husband, but what do I know?
I'm surprised. I'll be honest, I did not expect the right answer there, boss.
Not surprising at all, Job. I take good notes. This came up in the last scene. Look, I underlined it because it seemed like an applicable plot point for later consideration.
Ah, so it did.
So, am I done here?
What you have chosen to do, Boaz, is just not something most people would do.
Like that other guy. Well, he wasn't interested at all.
But he didn't love Ruth either.
Wait a second. You love Ruth?
You know, I've never said it out loud before, but yes. And I'm willing to take care of her and never stop.
And the surprises are delivered as freely as advice at a family reunion. I'm calling it, Job. This is another compelling plot point. Let me just write this down. I seem to have lost my pen. Job, could I... Thanks.
Blake and I made our way back to Naomi's house. This had been an interesting case.
Mostly because it was just a property issue.
Yes, and it stayed that way.
I guess it did.
Oh, it's you two again.
We're close to wrapping up this case, ma'am. We were a bit blindsided by that whole Kinsman Redeemer thing.
I call it matchmaking, with God's help.
You should advertise, Naomi. You're pretty good at this. I know a guy who's a scribe. He makes business cards. Now, he makes them with dried palm leaves. It's an interesting process, really. He starts with...
Naomi, are you all right?
Just fine, Ruth. I'm answering some follow-up questions for these detectives.
Detectives? We're not in any trouble, are we?
No, ma'am, no. Perhaps we neglected to say it, but congratulations.
Thank you. I'm just grateful Naomi and I will be taken care of. The God of Israel made that possible.
Through the Kinsman Redeemer, of course.
Well, we'll be leaving town soon. We may check up on how things turned out sometime.
Yeah, we've got to get back to the office, which actually is just a few market stalls away.
It was a pleasure to meet you both. I must say, Naomi, your disposition has improved.
Hope arrived. There's less room for bitterness now.
Phew, well, that's good, because, well, you were pretty grumpy not so long ago. And just to be clear, I shouldn't call you bitter woman anymore?
No.
Great. I gotta change my notes.
Perhaps now she can see that she has a future. That can change things.
I can see a better outcome. Dear Ruth.
Dragnet, Bethlehem Bureau. Bureau Chief Blake Darcy speaking. Really? Well, how nice. I think we'll want to drop by. You too. Thanks.
Someone you knew, boss?
You remember Naomi, right?
Sure I do. And her daughter-in-law, Ruth?
Sounds like they're ready for a follow-up visit.
It's been more than a year. Well, I suppose we should get going then.
No need, Job. They're dropping by the office.
I thought we should drop by so you could meet our son, Obed.
Congratulations.
The new crops are planted and we are taking some time in the market.
Good to see you, Naomi.
And you.
When we first met you, you said you were using the nickname Bitter Woman. Seems like things have changed.
They have. As hard as it was for me to leave my family behind, God had something very wonderful waiting.
It's hard to miss it. Not sure we were much help.
Oh, you weren't. Glad you can admit it. But it was nice having someone to witness what's hard to believe.
See, Job? She's still pretty blunt.
Why, thank you.
I call it like I see it.
As the years passed, Obed grew up, got married, and had a son named Jesse. Jesse grew up, got married, and had many sons, and the youngest was David. This son would become Israel's second king. The struggle of a widowed refugee and her widowed mother-in-law didn't sound like a great story when Naomi was so filled with bitterness. But events described in today's case file changed so much for so many. This young widow who came to a new land became the great-grandmother of Israel's greatest king. But in deciding to travel with Naomi, Ruth was heard to say,
Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God.
In the story of Naomi and Ruth, Boaz is an example of what a kinsman redeemer does. And if it sounds a lot like what Jesus did by rescuing mankind, then you understand the story pretty well. This is show creator and writer Glenn Haskell. People with microphones, computers, and a quiet space found in locations throughout the U.S. tackled their roles, sent them to me, and I worked to bring them all together for this story. Let me tell you about this wonderful cast. Frank Yulee is announcer. Nathan Marlette is Job. Glenn Haskell is Blake. Bethany Baldwin is Orpah. Bubba Watkins is Boaz. Elizabeth Henson is Naomi. David Hilder is Uriel. Jonathan Bullock is Cousin. And Jana Levac is Ruth. Dragnet, Down Desperate and Deliberate, was written and produced by Glenn Haskell for First Acts Productions. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved.